Training AI. Let's get started. Please press the gas. Good job.
Hello my friends and followers, welcome back to PlusDive for June of 2018. This month, not a lot of cross-play, but what we got was pretty solid. I'm going to start out by taking a look at Trials Fusion for the PS4. This is kind of the game that spawned this particular genre, where you're just kind of going through a level and trying to do all the flips, and there's customizable stuff, but mostly you're just basically trying to get through each one of the courses by manipulating forward and backward, tilting your bike, but it also throws in a couple of curveballs from time to time, like this one where you end up having to focus more on front to back than side to side. It is not an easy game, but it is a deeply satisfying one. I mean, whenever you manage to even just land a jump, it's so satisfying to be able to walk away from it. Whether you actually survive the jump or not tends to be a little iffy, like just there. But there are generous checkpoints throughout the course of a level, and then there are occasional challenges like this one where you're not allowed to lean at all using the analog stick, so you just have to kind of learn the track and judge your speed accordingly to get through properly. Trials Fusion is the first of 2 PS4 freebies you'll get this month with PS Plus.
Response from the cerebral cortex. Good. Prepping for cranial intrusion.
Next up on the PS4, we've got the classic turn-based strategy game from Firaxis, XCOM 2.
Let's see how you like this.
One of the things that I really enjoyed while playing this is how cinematic it all feels. Everything is in the same engine, it rarely cuts. You'll get your top-down view, and then it'll move down into the action. Here we're hacking a door to get through, and hoping that we might get that little sliver of a bonus there, but it didn't happen this time. There'll be other times, though. But the goal is to get to extraction in this mission and get out safely. But again, very cinematic feel. I haven't played the previous XCOM game, so to be honest, I was a little lost as far as the storyline is concerned. But for the curious, there are some bits in the menu that you can read to kind of get caught up on everything. Between missions, you're sent back to your mother base, and once again, the unbroken camera takes effect here. When you're in the lab, you just zoom out and you see a cross-section of the entire base. I didn't really play very far into this, but I wonder if it ends up being like a Fallout Shelter Sim Tower type of thing, where you can change some of these sections as well. Or if it's just, you know, window dressing to move around between the different important areas.
Commander, Jane Kelly was instrumental in the op to get you back. She earned enough experience for a promotion. We should take care of that now.
Even the load screen. You're sitting there on your way to the next mission, and it just kind of flows right into the mission. Really fantastic. Thanks for another masterpiece, Firaxis. XCOM 2 is available for free this month with your PS Plus subscription.
Just take a minute, share a word, say a prayer if that's your way.
Well, fortunately, it's not a press X to pay respects instance here, but Next up, we've got on the PS3, this is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Puppy Helmet. No, this one's Future Soldier. One of the tricky things that I found when I was doing a playthrough here is I was trying over and over again to make sure that I took everybody out and, you know, made sure everything was clean before I moved on. But that is not what you are supposed to do. You take care of the ones that are off to the side that might spot you, but then you need to be stealthy and careful, which is kind of refreshing. I mean, for the most part, the gameplay is a pretty bog standard military shooter type of thing, but to be honest, I think I might enjoy playing this co-op with my brother-in-law at some point if I can, you know, get him on the PS3. One kind of interesting bit here was this part, which was almost on rails. All you're doing is controlling the gun and firing. But there you have it. Ghost Recon Future Soldier is free this month. Next up is the first of two post-apocalyptic games. This one is Zombie Driver HD on the PlayStation 3. This one is a top-down view. It kind of has a almost like a Grand Theft Auto-ish type of thing going on. But one of the things that kind of impressed me on this is just the sheer amount of stuff that's occasionally going on the screen at any given time. And I didn't really have a problem with slowdown or anything like that. Which, I mean, there were some games that were pretty sloppily coded on the PS3, but this is not one of them. So you've got a story mode. You can also do races with other cars, and it ends up being kind of a vehicular combat thing, trying to take everyone else out so you can finish first. And then there's a sort of survival mode where you just keep going against waves of ever more increasing and dangerous zombies until you die. But Zombie Driver HD, actually pretty fun and free this month on the PS3. I have no idea why this needed to be post-apocalyptic, but I guess because they're atomic ninjas? I really don't even know why they had to be atomic. Maybe they have to be atomic to fart in hurricanes. I really don't know. But this is Atomic Ninjas on the PS3. It's a pretty straightforward type of multiplayer combat game. One interesting thing is that you kind of have to knock the enemy down to the bottom of the map to actually take them out. Just hitting them isn't enough. But there's deathmatch, there's a domination where it's kind of like capture the flag, a couple of different things. Looks like it might be a fun little couch co-op game to try, though. Atomic Ninjas is available on the Vita and PS3 this month. Lastly, only on the Vita, we have Squares, which this is actually kind of a fun little puzzle game. You don't tap on the red squares. I said don't tap on the red squares. You tap on the blue squares to turn them gray. Double tap on these. You know, straightforward. It's mostly just a reflex puzzle game. You just need to think quickly because the time goes down very quickly. But I started playing this on the PS TV, and that is really difficult to do using the touchpad. So I gave it another try on my Vita, and I just kind of blew it out of the water. That's not to say that it wasn't still difficult, though. Squares is available this month on the PlayStation Vita as a PS Plus freebie. Thank you very much for joining me once again for a PlayStation Plus dive. I will be back next week with another video, so like, follow, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will see you then.